I actually went through a burnout pretty early in my career. I was less than a year working at this global management consultancy when I literally hit the wall. It was like my dream job, to be honest. I was traveling around the world. I was meeting all these really cool people, working on these complex problems, and sleeping 4 to 5 hours per night. Not really exercising, eating out of hotel minibars. I actually remember a night in India when I just took out all the chocolate bars from the minibar and did like this benchmarking exercise to see which one of them had the most, the best nutritional value. And it was this one November morning when I was running down the stairs, this big stone staircase, and I fainted. I rolled down the stairs, woke up at the bottom, had blood in my hair, and my first reaction was to search for my laptop. Oh my God, is my laptop okay? It was really a wake-up call for me. So I changed quite a few things actually, and I think the biggest changes happened inside my head. The first one was really around my identity. It was actually one of my colleagues who pointed out that every time anyone asked me how I was doing, I would reply busy. I was so used to my calendar being full of back-to-back meetings or double bookings that it had become a part of my identity. It had become a part of how I valued myself. And if I didn't have that, I felt kind of lost. I wasn't sure who I was. And I just needed that. So for me, what I changed, I had to make a conscious decision to strike the word busy out of my vocabulary. The second piece for me was around the notion of control. What are the things that you can and cannot control in your life? I realized that most of it was, expectations that I had in my head of what I thought other people wanted me to do. And when I checked, it wasn't necessarily true at all. When we are tired and feeling burnt out, what often happens or what suffers the most is our ability to make decisions, our ability to prioritize. And that's what happened to me. I got stuck in this execution mode where I just kept on doing more, which meant that I was less capable of prioritizing, which meant that I did even more. So it was sort of a vicious cycle for me. And taking a step back to really reflect what are things that were actually a priority was a key for me. The third piece for me was actually around the whole concept of well-being, well-being and performance. And you would think that I knew. You would think that I was supposed to know this, but yeah, I had in my head this idea of looking after myself during the weekends. After working hard Monday through Friday, weekends were for me, weekends were for family. But during the weekdays, I stopped booking anything from Monday through Friday because I realized that quite often I actually had to cancel last minute and I didn't want to keep on doing that. It's also not this sudden crash, even though for me it kind of felt like one. It's something much more gradual. And I think one of the things that I wish I had known or I wish I had realized was my body was trying to tell me all along. My body was trying to send me all these signals telling me, stop, please slow down. And I just blocked them. And that's something that we often do, especially the ones that, when we feel passionate about what we do, when we're really focused and driven, that strength can actually become our weakness when we block out our body's warning signals. It can be emotional. I become a bit irritable. It can be behavioral, binge eating or picking up smoking or one of those bad habits that you used to have that helps you de-stress or you think it helps you de-stress. It can be cognitive, like I said. During my burnout, I had difficulty choosing a shirt. And if somebody had told me to prioritize more at that moment, I probably would have told them to do something else. It's all these kind of little things that I have become more attuned to now. One of the steps of burnout is actually revising your values and neglecting your needs. And that's what happened to me. I stopped prioritizing myself during the week. I stopped looking after myself during the week without realizing that well-being actually is a prerequisite for performance.